Harry Potter. If you're familiar with Harry Potter, you're probably also familiar with Quidditch. But did you know that Quidditch is a game that you can play in real life too? I had no idea until I was invited to play about 2 years ago, and let me tell you, it's a lot of fun. Quidditch is a unique, not well known about hobby that's enjoyed by college students across the globe. For you to better understand Quidditch, I will explain to you the history, the parts and positions, and the rules of gameplay. To begin to understand Quidditch, you have to understand its history. The game is based off the award-winning book series by J.K. Rowling. Both games use brooms, similar rules, and the same type of field setup, but unfortunately in real life there is no magic or flying brooms, but it's still a lot of fun. According to the U.S. Quidditch website, Muggle Quidditch was invented in 2005 at Middlebury College by Alex Benepe and Xander Manchel. The game quickly gained momentum and spread across campuses across the country. In 2006, the game was patented in Canada. In 2007, the first World Championship was held with just 2 opposing teams. But by 2009, there were 21 competing teams and over 2,000 spectators. The game continued to grow for the next 10 years, and we are now on our 13th official rulebook, have over 200 official US teams, and also offer an elementary, middle, and high school level of the game. Now that you understand the history, let's get into the parts and positions. The first part of the game you need to understand is the field. The field is 66 yards by 36 yards with a midline at 33 yards. On either end of the field, there are 3 goals that are made up of hula hoops on sticks, one at 3 feet, one at 4.5 feet, and one at 6 feet respectively. The next part you need to understand are brooms. Every player is required to carry a 39 to 41 inch broom between their legs for the duration of the game. If for whatever reason this broom is dropped at any point, that player is considered knocked out. But we'll get into knockouts just a little bit later. The next part you need to understand are the balls. Each game has 1 quaffle. The quaffle is a volleyball, and that volleyball is used to score goals which are worth 10 points. Each game also has 3 bludgers. The bludgers are made up of dodgeballs, and those dodgeballs are used to knock out opposing team members. Each game also has 1 golden snitch. The golden snitch is actually a tennis ball, and that tennis ball is inside of a sock, and that sock is velcroed to a player. That player is not considered part of either team, but they're more like a referee. They're released around the halfway point of the match, and their capture signals the end of the match. Now on to the players. According to Winnie Davis, author of There Might Not Be Flying, but Quidditch Still Creates Magic, each team can have up to 7 players on the field at a time and up to 21 players on their roster. The game follows a 3-4 rule, meaning that no more than 4 people who identify as one gender can be on the field at a time. Each team has 1 seeker. The seeker's only job is to capture that golden snitch. They can do anything to get it. Each team also has 3 chasers. The chaser's job is to secure the quaffle and get it into the opposing goal. Each team also has 2 beaters. The beaters' jobs are to defend their chasers and also to try to knock out opposing team chasers. Each team has 1 keeper. The keeper acts like a goalie. They have to remain in the keeper box for the duration of play, and they have to keep that quaffle out of their goals. Now that you understand the parts and the players, let's get into the rules. To begin the game, the balls are lined up across the center line, and each team lines up on their side of the field. At this point, their brooms are down on the ground. When the referee calls brooms up, both teams rush that center line. One of the chasers secures the quaffle and begins towards the opposing goal line. The beaters on their team try to defend them, while the beaters on the other team try to knock them out. Now let's talk about knockouts. If somebody gets knocked out, they have to drop any balls they have, dismount their broom, and return to their side of the field. Once they've touched their own goalpost, they are able to rejoin the game. You can get knocked out by getting hit with a bludger, being tackled to the ground, or by dropping your broom. Around the 18-minute mark, a snitch is released into the game, followed closely by the seekers. The seekers' only job is to catch that snitch, and if they do, they get 30 points for their team. According to Alan Black, author of An Introduction to This Actual Sport, yes, it is real. The snitch is not restricted to the field. They can go wherever they want to avoid getting captured. Sometimes this means doing silly things like scaling walls or even throwing water balloons. According to Kara Smith, author of Harry Potter Inspires New Classroom and Competitive Sport, Muggle Quidditch, the match ends either at 70 minutes or when the snitch is captured. In the event of a tie, the game does go into overtime with 5-minute intervals or until a second snitch is caught. In conclusion, Quidditch is a unique, not well known about hobby that's enjoyed by college students across the globe. Now that you understand its history, its parts and players, and its rules, you should understand Quidditch just a little bit better. Maybe you want to give it a try. Our closest team would be over at USF, but maybe you and your friends could put together some teams and give it a try. Thank you. And these are my note cards. Unfortunately, I did not have an audience today due to COVID-19.